It's like, I know your friends. I know what you dream of. I know your fucking fears. I know what you want. I even know when you cry. I know what you cry about. I know what you pray about. All you gotta do is get, you know.
I know what you want. I know what you want and I know what you need. I know what you dream. I know what you plead for when
Greetings from Berlin to the world.
Peace, 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 peace.
Yes, today we're recording live from our studios here, Bogolan studio, and our special guest of honor is the king himself, King JuJu Rogers.
Blessings,
bro. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming. I mean, we really love to have you here and to hear from you, your works. You know, they're so amazing. So JuJu,
yes, sir.
I mean, who is JuJu Rogers?
That's probably the best question you could ever ask, and I believe that I ask myself that question every day, brother. I work on that question. I try to answer that, and throughout the years, you know, step by step, I think I've been coming closer to the true self, but I couldn't answer that question to my personal content, and probably yours as well.
Wow. that's mind blowing though. So JuJu, I mean, what's your background actually? You're from Germany, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in a small town in southern Germany, in Bavaria. It was we refer to it as a military town because U.S. troops were stationed there. Historically, you know, the Southwest was Germany was divided into certain areas after the Second World War, and that was the U.S. American. What do they actually call it? We're just gonna call it parts. Who gives a fuck? I don't know the exact name of, you know.
In the German, you mean?
After they separated, after the Second World War, they separated it into the American section, into the British section, the Russian section, and stuff, you know, and the French section. I was born in the U.S. American section.
Okay.
My father was a GI, who was stationed in Germany. Meaning, my background is African American. My family's from New Orleans, Louisiana, and my German side of the family is from Schweinfurt in Germany.
Interesting, because I kind of, you know, wondered from beginning, how can, you know, a German born, you know, be good in rapping and, you know, making music in English. Like your latest album, 40 Acres and Some Mula, Ju. Whoa, that work is something else. I need to study that, you know. I need to take time with it, like maybe 10 years or something, and keep, because there are a lot of questions I would like to ask you, you know, but I think I'll have to limit it to make this interview very short.
Please, brother, please.
And but you know, how, like, what's the inspiration behind it? 40 acres and some mula.
40 acres and some mula. The name of my samosa. Mixed with Tupac, it's the sound of revolution. 40 acres and some moolah.
Life, brother, in our experience in this world.
Wow.
Life and the experience in this world. I try to, you know, connect my experience on a daily level with people who have come before me. I try to connect my thoughts and my ideas and my musical understanding with the understanding that was here before me, and I think that was the biggest inspiration for this album. Just understanding there's something inside of me that tells me I need to speak up and I need to talk about certain subjects, and then again, I didn't want to do it in a repetitive way, but ingrain the roots of it, you know, because I only learned from people who came before me. I only studied their lyrics. I only read their books and studied what they did. So I tried to just incorporate that into my day-to-day experience in Germany, Europe, and the world, man.
Interestingly, I mean, the work says it all by itself, but anyone who have not yet listened to it, I think you need to look into this 40 Acres and Some Mula. There are some great works out there. I think it's 10 tracks on it, right?
It's 10 tracks, man.
Party, there's one track on it. What's the name again? Follow me.
Follow me.
What were you trying to say? Follow me. For your. Are you saying that we, the people who really fuck with your music, I mean, sorry for my language, but the people who really like your music and, you know, listen to, we should keep following you and, you know, our dreams? Because
no, not at all, not at all. And I would say it's not even me speaking. It's more the temptations. I don't want to, you know, personalize it, but to me, you know, it's like this satanic figure that continues to come, especially when you're weak and when you're in need and when you suffer. It comes and try to tells you, follow me. I know what you want and I know your dreams. I know what you dream of, and I can always provide these things if you only follow me and sell me your soul. So this was a approach that I constantly, I want to say constantly, have on my journey, trying to define who am I and what do I want, which way do I want to go. I chose the side of, I want to be positive, bro. I want to be a positive energy and vibration on this planet. So yeah, that's basically, quote unquote, the devil telling me to follow me, and I try to, you know, ingrain all my, you know, materialist and capitalist dreams they fucking put in us, brother. You know, you need a big car, you need you need money, you need clothes, and, you know, women. You need a big house and throw around money and decadence. So it's not really me speaking, but it's like a voice that constantly tries to get you off that track. Especially, I feel like if you're trying to do good, if that's your true intention, that's when, you know, don't they say like the devil wears Prada and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Dressing really nice, looking really good, you know, feeling really good, making you offers, and then, yeah, the album has like a certain order to me, you know. The follow me, after the follow me comes, what's the next track? If you follow the this devilish lifestyle, you probably end up in, what's the next subject? Mass incarceration, jail, 10 years of 10 years of a slave. So yeah, this no, I don't want you. Please do not follow JuJu. Please don't do that.
Well, it's good to follow you.
No,
in that context, not, but if what you were saying in that lyrics was like you were acting like the devil's advocate, right? Like you were portraying the other side of reality, which is like to get everything and possess everything, and, you know, own everything, and, you know, at the end of the day give nothing, like, which is like negativity or egoism or something. Okay, I mean, because when you say I like that track, you know, because I was trying to understand actually what, you know, all the pieces means, and at some point I felt like when you say you know what I need, I know what you need, I know what you ask for when you go on your knees and you pray. I know your fears, so I'm like,
I know your fears, I know your peers.
Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
It's like, I know your friends. I know what you dream of. I know your fucking fears. I know what you want. I even know when you cry. I know what you cry about. I know what you pray about. All you gotta do is get, you know, sign this little deal with me, and
forget your true self, and you know,
you know, and that's actually the symbol behind it. I don't want to have no dealings with that type of force.
Yeah, this is real conscious, metaphorical track. I would say you need to preach it out in the temples.
I was hoping it's a bit more obvious, to be honest.
It's really, but, you know, the subject is something that, I mean, it has a material part of it, but to really digest and understand it, you need to dive into the metaphor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I personally, I like it a lot, and I think anybody who is, you know, vibrating on a very seeking, I would say, seeking consciousness will also like it. But did you produce your album yourself?
No, man. I never produce my albums.
Okay.
I'm just technically, when it comes to all this technical stuff, wow, you wouldn't believe it. I have no skill whatsoever. Really, I don't. I played the trumpet on it. I did some vocals on it. Tried some singing. Of course, I do the lyrics and stuff. But
you wrote all the lyrics yourself?
oh, of course,
Wow, amazing.
Of course.
I'm impressed.
of course.
I'm really
Course.
impressed.
I would never. That's a weird question for many artists,
Artists,
because there's no question for them to not do that. But I'm aware of the fact that many artists get their lyrics. Yeah, I think it all depends. First and foremost, I don't see myself in a position that I can do whatever you feel like doing is right for you. My personal approach is I could never do that, bro. I could never. I think that's why I'm sitting here at this point, because I've always shared my personal thoughts. And in the beginning, you doubt it. But there comes a time where you understand maybe the true thoughts that I've shared and my fears and all of that is the reason why I'm still here,
Yeah.
So I just stick to that. I remain writing the own shit. But I'm way more proud of, trying out singing and playing some more trumpet on the album.
And you know what? Your album. What was the main? The question is, what was the main inspiration? You talk about this already, but I want to get this really straight. Like, for the name you chose, the 40 acres and some Mula. What was the main inspiration behind it?
Well, the title it originates from a so-called special field orders. 40 acres and a mule was promised to formerly enslaved Africans as compensation for the work they've done, which they obviously never received. So I kind of wanted to translate that call for justice and compensation and equality and all the discussions that come along with that into the so-called modern day capitalist, imperialist, white supremacist patriarchy, and change the mule into Mula, which is like a urban term for money. To again create that connection to our ancestors and the people who have fought for the same thing, centuries before us. So that was the main inspiration. The name is just fucking amazing, to be honest with you. When I heard it, I knew I wanted to have it, but also my history exactly is the African American history, and I wanted to bring that to the Pan African table as well. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Well, it all makes sense now. From that name you chose to the title of a track you have called Identity. Now it seems like all the puzzles are falling in place. It's really good to have you here to talk about all these things, because you're freeing my mind on some. You know what I mean? Are you planning on the next album?
Bro, we already working. It's not. See, music is in my life at least, it's a dynamic process. It happens all the time. There's no I'm creating an album now and I'm not now. Music comes and goes like how I
the breath we have, and
bro, however I feel, that's how it happens. I might not create anything for 2 weeks because I feel like shit, or I'll be in the studio for a whole month and create music because I feel so amazing, or the other way around, and vice versa or whatnot. So there's no specific timing and stuff like that. I just gotta deal with whatever happens with the time and with my spirit and however I feel.
So you're constantly working. That's what you mean right now. Good.
I'm constantly working on
New
myself as a human being, and then what comes along with that might be music. Not all the time, brother.
Wow.
Not all
That's
the time.
deep. You're constantly working on yourself as a human being.
Yeah, man.
All right. That means personal self-development project,
Yeah.
Constantly. Yeah, I learned from you.
And let me say this. I'm not sure if the people are supposed to know this, but I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from this man.
Wow.
For sure. In many conversations, that's what I do. I love sitting with my elders and just listening, not talking so much. That's why I don't interviews.
Iron
I don't
sharpen
like.
iron, I learned a lot from you also. And if we would like to say something to the people out there, if you would like to say something to your fans out there, to the people who are watching you now, people who have not seen you before, or people who already know you, what would be your last word to the people?
My last word to the people would be a word of thanks, man, because I feel like, again, because people actually really do support JuJu, me, I can sit here and talk with you, bro. I'm not out there and have to fight and get my food. And sometimes, you know, in the midst of the struggle and in the midst of this whole music thing, it sometimes get forgotten. And I really, really want to say I'm grateful and I'm very thankful, and it's very humbling, especially the last couple of weeks and months. To me, I'm very thankful for you, for brothers like you, for brothers like him behind the camera, who invest time, energy in the message or in me. It means a lot to me, and I also go through very, very, very difficult situations and very depressing phases in my life, and these are the situations and the little things that make me go on and fight the struggle on. Yeah.
So that's a big thank you to you guys all out there watching, and big thank you to the crew, camera.
Yes, man.
Big thank you to the King Ju for coming,
Yes,
and yeah, we'll be catching up soon with another segment, something special.
Blessings.
Salute. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. check that button there and subscribe. Oh,
I hope you got that shit on. You better leave it just like that, because it was funny, bro.
all right.
40 acres and some Mula. The name of my samosa mixed with Tupac. It's the sound of revolution. 40 acres and some Mula.